Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. Today, I got a very special video. So we're going to get into the real deep of the 2022 NFL Draft. The combine is this weekend. So it's going to be a lot of these players that's going to be on stage. So what I'm going to do, Vincent Turner, I'm going to turn my draft information up. I'm going to take it to the highest level. And I hope everybody out there, all the other media outlets, to see what I'm going to do. Because it's going to go to another level from the 901, Memphis, Tennessee. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. Today, I'm going to give you my top 5 quarterbacks in the 2022 NFL Draft. And these are my 5, not nobody else's. Father, no other draft expert, Vincent Turner's top 5. So let me start with my first quarterback at the top of my list. It's Malik Willis, Liberty University, by way of Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Westlake High School, by way of Roswell High School. Senior young man play his senior year. And I came way impressed with him then because as a senior in high school, he threw over 2,500 yards. He signed with Auburn coming out. Could never get on the field because they signed another gentleman by the name of Bo Nix. But however, look where we at now. Bo Nix is not even at Auburn. He's transferred to Oregon. And where's Malik Willis? Sitting on the top of the world, getting ready to go in the first round of the NFL Draft. The young man at Liberty University accounted for 40 touchdowns this year. Boy, special. 2,875 passing yards, 878 yards rushing, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And the skill level is off the chain. Randall Cunningham, Vince Evans, Michael Vick, Marlon Briscoe, the arm strength of Joe Gilliam Jr., Tennessee State University, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the democracy and the accuracy of James Shack Harris of Grambling University. That's why I got Malik Willis at the top of my list as being the first quarterback taken. My second player on the list. Can we say New Jersey in the house? Can we say fifth-year senior in the house? Can we say Joe Burrow number 2 coming to you? A must-see live production. Kenny Pickett out of the University of Pittsburgh is number 2 on my list. Threw for 4,200 yards this year. Over 42 touchdowns. And when you look at it, to me, Kenny Pickett got some of that Joe Willie Namath, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. He got some of that Bob Greasy, some of that Johnny Unitas, some of that Jim Plunkett, Stafford University. And most of all, he's got some of that accuracy and the ability to get the ball from another great Pitt quarterback by the name of Danny Marino. So Kenny Pickett comes in at number 3 on my list. Excuse me, number 2. Boy. And number 3, you know I got to go back down to the SEC. You know I got to give some love to the University of Ole Miss, Mississippi. My 2 parents from there. And I always told you something's on the water in Mississippi. Morgan Freeman, Archie Manning, Brent Favre, Steve McNair, Walter Payton, Jerry Rice. Number 3 on my list is Matt Corral, quarterback out of Ole Miss. 3,300 yards passing this year, 20 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 641 yards rushing, 11 rushing touchdowns. Then think about the history coming at that quarterback position at Ole Miss, where you had Archie Manning, Doug Elmore, Bobby Franklin, Joe Gibbs, Norris Reese, Ken Austin, and the pretty boy who was there when I was in school. I was at the University of Arkansas, Johnny Forcade. Well, you know, Matt Carrell has got a lot of good things about him. Good decision maker. Has a fast release. Leadership. Loved his time while he was at Ole Miss. RPO experience. And he got some of that little Joe Montana, Sammy Bob. And he reminds me of that quarterback in the 1940s, late 40s, early 50s, by the name of Bob Waterfield. They played with the LA Rams. And then Matt Corral, you know what I love about him? He came all the way from California down south, and he brought that California swag with him. The city of Compton, South Central, LA. Matt Corral is number 3 on my list. Number 4 is Desmond Ritter, Cincinnati, 6'4", 215, 3,340 yards passing this year, 30 touchdowns, 8 INTs. Quick release, adequate arm strength. What I like about experience and a guy that can listen. Started all 4 years at Cincinnati. Reminds me of Reggie Collier that played at Southern Miss back in the late 70s, early 80s. Got some of that Johnny Walton in him. Some of that Vince Sutton that was a pretty good football player when he came out of LaGrange, Georgia, and went to the University of Alabama. Left us a couple of years ago. Then he's got some Derrick Ramsey. A lot of people don't remember Derrick Ramsey, but he led a Kentucky team in 1977, undefeated in the SEC. And the only reason that they didn't go a bowl game, they was on probation. Desmond Ritter got some of that Derrick Ramsey in it. And Mr. Ramsey went on to change positions, play tight end with the LA Raiders and the Oakland Raiders. But Desmond Ritter, it's got something special about him. He comes in at number 3 on my list. Number 4, I'm getting all excited today. And number 5, to round out my list, is Sam Howell, quarterback, North Carolina University. I call him the Billy Ray Cyrus of the NFL. Can you say Don Strock? Can you say Neil Jeffries? This is at Baylor when I was at the University of Arkansas from 78 to 81. Can you say Tommy Kramer, who played at Rice and went on with the Minnesota Vikings, San Antonio, Texas, Christopher Cross, ride like a wind? Sam Howell is special, baby. Even though his season didn't turn out and North Carolina's season didn't turn out, but he's a special player. 3,056 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. Special. Quick, Billy to diagnose. Got great pocket feel, good footwork. Sam Howell comes in at number 5 on my list. So my top 5 quarterbacks: Malik Willis out of Liberty University, Kenny Pickett out of the University of Pittsburgh, Matt Corral, Ole Miss. Number 4, Desmond Ritter, Cincinnati University. And number 5, Sam Howell, the University of North Carolina. So my final words about all these young men, and I want to give special thanks to my producer, Mr. Logan Landers, is that the quarterback position is his most highlighted position right now in the National Football League. You're going to get paid the most money, you're going to get the most endorsements, and you're going to be the face of the franchise. And when any team mentions their team, whether it's Georgia, Stetson Bennett, whether it's Alabama, Bryce Young, whether it's the Super Bowl champions, LA Rams, Matthew Stafford, or the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, or the GOAT, Tom Brady, the quarterback position is the most powerful position in football, period. So my final words about these 5 great young men. Everybody remember George Benson? He had a song that went like this. They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. They said there's always magic in the air. But when you're walking down the street, you're on Broadway. You 5 quarterbacks, you're finna be on Broadway. And hopefully you can set the tone with that swagger, with that smile, and be like one of my favorite quarterbacks who was voted into the Hall of Fame. But he did something when I was 8 years old. He said the New York Jets will beat the Baltimore Colts down there in Miami. And he was walking around in New York after they beat the Colts with that chinchilla coat on. And his name is Joe Willie Namath. You top 5 quarterbacks. Y'all finna be on Broadway. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. And watch the combine this weekend. Thank you. God bless.